Alright guys, so I'm back at Flawless Icon for my laser hair removal. You know you're supposed to come every 6 weeks. But look guys, I did one treatment and this is no lie, like the hair actually did not grow back. So when I came in today, I was telling the owner, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna need all the treatments that you recommend. Because how many treatments do you recommend now?
6 to 8.
6 to 8. But this is just after one treatment, guys.
Flawless.
So I'm about to get my second treatment now, and here goes nothing. It doesn't hurt that much. Not really. I forgot. I'm a little nervous, but whatever. My girl got me.
Let go.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, not bad. Not bad. It's quick, guys. It's a little annoying, but it's not. You can see I'm not flinching. I'm not on and on. And they say beauty is pain. But it's definitely worth not getting razor bumps, having to shave under your arms, smelling musty if you're physical. It's worth it. Drop down in the description box and click the link to check out this and all the other fine services that Flawless Icon provides. And don't forget, tell them Funky sent you. Nessa girl, every time I try to escape this reality TV stuff and SWV my ass somewhere else, pivot to another genre, y'all always find a way to bring me back into this mess. Y'all, this SWV and Xscape thing, y'all want to talk about it? No, we want to talk about it. Latasha really stole that girl money. She about did. Here you go. Child, fuck that damn episode. Did Latasha steal that girl money and that mama is aware of it? Sure damn is. I literally could sit here for a whole damn hour and talk about Tasha and Rocky stealing that girl damn money. Cause you know what? The shit happened. It did. She did. She stole that money. The way that mama reacted, the way that mama told them people turn them cameras off, the way Tasha acted, the way Tamika got hot, the resentment that Tamika feeling, she stole that lady money. But that's the end of episode 1. We're going to talk about it when we get towards the end. Listen, y'all, I got up early this morning and I did my video, and y'all have kept blowing me up in my thing about this SWV Xscape thing. And I said, let me give it a look-see and see what it's about. It's 9:40 right now, and I got to take my car to get service at 11:15. My intention was to watch both episodes and then do one video on both episodes, but I was so riled up in my spirit watching episode 1. I said, I'll go ahead and do a video on episode 1, drop the car off, come back, watch episode 2, and do the video for episode 2. So y'all may get the episode 2 video today. That's 3 videos in one day. Stay off my line the rest of the week. Nevertheless, let me start out by saying, you know, as somebody who listened to SWV and Xscape growing up, you know, it is so magical to see this moment, right? These two mega groups that both occupied the same space in the R&B stratosphere in the early and the mid 90s. Arguably, SWV had a little more commercial success than Xscape did, but they both equally are as history making and as solidified in the black community as each other. That being said, I'll never forget early on when I had first met Candy, I had told her one time, I said, you know, I can't believe that, oh my God, I used to sing to your music when I was in middle school with my no-skip Sony Walkman. And I felt the same things when I've met Lily, when I've met Latasha, when I've met Tamika, and all of these girls. So this is a great show, and I'm glad to see that a show that's steeped in this much black R&B history has found a home on Bravo, and is making, you know, those people take notice to the fact that we can bring in numbers. Well, they've already known that with the Housewives and the Married to Medicines, whatever the case may be. In a very near future, I would love for us to have a black-owned network. I hope this thing with Tyler Perry and Byron Allen goes in with the acquisition of BET and VH1. And then shows like this could be housed in a place where all black people are making money. But that's a whole nother video for a whole other day. Y'all, this particular video and critique is going to be more about just what I feel about the overall episode and the situation, because I didn't take thorough notes because my intention was to skim over this and really dive into episode 2. But I do got a few bullet points, or whatever the case may be. First thing that I want to point out, it goes without saying that that Verzuz did wonders for them, right? And everything happens for a reason and on God's timing, because Xscape wasn't talking. Somebody tried to sell their rights to their life story, and it was a negative that was stronger than the negative that they were already experiencing, that brought them together and made them say, listen, y'all, like, we are a force to be reckoned with together. Then they did that Verzuz, and them and SWV came together, and bam, Mona got involved, and anybody with 2 eyes could see that this was just meant to be. Quiet as it's kept, and I can't remember. I'm willing to bet that at some point in history and in time that Xscape and SWV have been on the same tour. I'm pretty sure some of y'all old hoes gonna drop that in the comments and say, yes, y'all have seen them at the same time. But I don't remember ever it being a situation where they were both like, bam, 2 powerhouse groups on tour at the same time. And that would be amazing if and when it happens. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that it happens. The second thing that we have to point out, and this is a little deeper, is that Kandi Burruss's stay at Bravo gave her a super boost in relevancy, along with Tiny's stay at VH1 gave her a super boost of relevancy, renewed interest in who they were, who they are, gave them current relevance, which then was conferred upon the other ladies when they got together, did the Xscape Just Kicking the Show. Then they went on tour. It gave them a renewed relevance. SWV, they had already fixed their issues. They did the Verzuz. They were already doing tours. They actually had 2 albums that didn't sell that well, but everybody knew that they were doing their thing. And combined, it's just super relevancy, right? But I must say, I am really disappointed at how things are playing out in the public with Latasha. I really am. Down to the Soul Train situation, down to the dress, down with the clear division on episode 1, down to I was on Instagram last night and Mona Scott Young was doing a live from Tasha's album release party, down to the group is now performing as a threesome and not a foursome. So way back when I had met Kandi many years ago, before Xscape had gotten back together, in one conversation we were having, Kandi had said something to me to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing here, it was something to the effect of, I would never get back with them because I feel like they would use me to get on, and once they got back on, they would go back to shitting on me. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of what she said. And it's funny because all things constant, I don't know about the shitting on her part, but all things constant, low key, it's starting to shape out like that's exactly what Latasha is doing and did. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, the moment that we are in right now is the whole music industry right now, especially in the R&B space, is in the reunion space, the throwback tour space. This is what's winning right now. And it almost feels as if Tasha came on and said, yeah, I'm going to reunite. And then as soon as she left the reunite meeting, her and her husband said, and once y'all reunite, now you can have your Whitney Houston, your Beyonce moment. Now, let me be fair here and give Tasha some grace. There is nothing wrong with anybody having solo aspirations, right? That's cool. Like, Mama could sing. She's got something to say. She was always relegated as the big girl of the group. And she always wanted to do her own thing independent of the group. And that is fine. That is 100% fine. But what is not fine is when you, and if you, because I don't know if she did or not, mislead other people or use other people for an ulterior motive. I definitely think 99% of problems that human beings have is a simple matter of communication. Now, considering the fact that Xscape already has tension from the 90s about the girls feeling like they were the Pips and she was Gladys Knight, in their other thing, her and Candy get in an argument when she says, you set up our third album for your solo deal, whether it's true, false, or somewhere in the middle. It feels like history is once again repeating itself. Except this time around, Tamika is not blindly following her sister. And she said, bitch, I'm not finna be broke with you this go round while Tiny and Candy making all the goddamn coins. Okay! Now, here's the other thing that a lot of people miss about the solo factor that oftentimes gets masked when you're in the group. It's the congeniality factor. People have got to like you. When you're in a group and you're in a foursome, 3/4 of your personality is probably shielded. 3/4 of your bullshit is probably shielded by the other 3 ladies. But when you're a solo act, all the attention is on you. It goes without saying Latasha can sing. It goes without saying she has something to sing about. But what I am not understanding is, for the life of me, understanding what her place is in Xscape's history, how the tension between the group has always involved her, why you would sign up on this show to be the villain and reinforce the notion that you were the problem. Because here's the thing, right? We heard the scuttlebutt in the 90s. We didn't have the internet. There were not a lot of post-breakup interviews with you guys. Fast forward, y'all do y'all new show where, Candy says you the problem. You say Candy's the problem. It was left up to the world to decide. Now we're on this other show where at the present moment, everybody is getting along except for you. So now it's left us as the viewer in a situation where it's like, okay, we might have been able to overlook what was going on in the past. That was in the past. Okay, the truth probably somewhere in the middle. But now it's got us revisiting all of that and saying, you are the problem. You and your husband as a duo is the problem. And then now on episode 1, your mother is looking like the root of the problem between you and your sister. For the life of me, Latasha, I don't know why you would sign up for that. It already seems as if you and Rocky already had it planned out that you were going to execute your solo launch, your gospel project, and that's cool. Why not launch in a likable fashion? And I get it. I get that the show needs drama, and I get maybe you and... Here is what I'm hoping. I am hoping for the life of me that all of y'all sat down as a team and conspired this, and this is not really going on. But there's something about the 3 of them touring and you not being there. I know you wouldn't leave that much money on the table, and there was too much raw emotion between you and your sister for me to believe that that is true. So it's just unfortunate. Now, I want to say this because one thing I made a note of. Baby, Tiny House is sickening. Baby, that all black, whatever they got going on, that house was sickening. That architecture was sickening. And I had not realized that Tiny had 7 damn kids, okay? Family is sickening. The meeting that they had with SWV at the restaurant. again, Tasha, I don't know why when you were like, we got some internal things we need to work out. Actually, the group doesn't. It's you and your sister. Y'all got some things that y'all need to work out. And based on what the situation was and is, none of it seems that deep. But then again, some of it is, right? So what do I mean by that? If we all locked out and we a group, why would you leave and not wait around, right? Like that an argument could be made for that. Then Latasha can also make the argument, girl, stop acting like you was in danger. You was there with, I don't know, your stylist, your hairdresser, with Candy and her entourage. You were just fine. You were not alone. And me standing out here with you arbitrarily when there's 6, 7, 8 other people out there is just a waste of my time. I'm finna go home and I'll text you later. Right? An argument could be made for that because, Tamika, I'm not finna sit here and allow you to paint this like you were stuck on the side of the highway all alone, no water, no signal on your cell phone, cars coming by at 90 miles an hour, and you were just in danger, okay? Would it have been nice for your sister to stay behind? Yes, it would have. It would have. It would have. But she didn't have to. And again, she probably was thinking from the perspective of, there's 1,000,001 people out here. I am not a locksmith. She will be okay. All right? Now, you chose to get mad. You put it in the group message. You know, damn, it's fucked up how you left. Y'all get to going back and forth. She said, kiss my ass. And you say to her, if you had an ass to kiss. Now, Tamika, this is where I got to give you a little bit. You know your sister more intimately than anybody in that group and any fan watching this show or watching my video. You know for a fact, historically, that your sister has body image issues. All right? You do. That was a low blow. You not gonna tell me that you did not know making that ass comment to her was not gonna gut punch her. And it's funny because you gaslit the shit out of her when it comes to that, right? Like, and that's the thing about gaslighting. It's very subtle. You say just enough to be like, girl, it's not that deep, but you know all in all it is. On the surface, kiss my ass. Yeah, if you had an ass to kiss, on the surface, that ain't really that big of a deal. But when somebody has had body image issues all their lives, you know what I'm saying? And then you're picking at their body, yeah, you knew exactly what you were doing. So you don't get to get off for that one. But I'm also a big fan of the fact that you can't start the story in the middle. If we gonna call a thing, we gotta call a thing. And Tasha, you set it off by leaving. And I don't want there to be no confusion. While Tasha had every right to leave, and leaving probably wasn't that big of a deal, the sisterly thing to have done would have been to stay there. All right? And then as we get further and further in this episode, then we start to understand that this issue is really far greater than Tasha leaving Tamika at that trailer. The issue, from my vantage point, really is about just an overall lack of regard for me and a superiority complex. And we're going to get to that. Let me see what my next note is. Candy confessional look. Now look, Candy ain't never been a fashion girl. And that's not a read because she's never gone out her way to be a fashion girl. She's always been the around the way comfortable girl, right? When it comes to Candy's looks, her looks have always been, okay, she looked good. She understood the assignment. She got it done. I can't remember off the top of my head any time Candy has flat out got it wrong. I don't know what in the fuck Mattel, Fisher-Price, Brat Dolls, hell, that leather dominatrix contraption shit that Candy had crisscross across her titties and them thin little Sailor Moon ponytails. But that is an epic fail, and they need to go back and re-edit every single last one of those confession looks, because in that look, Candy look a goddamn stocking stuffer Christmas morning, dollar store, Dollar General, baby doll hanging up at the register next to the double mint gum mess. Okay? That mess was a no-go. Whoever the hell did that, their ass need to be fired. All right, so we get down to the mama house. We get to Mama G's house. Now, I must say this. And granted, the cost of living in Atlanta is far cheaper than a lot of places. And a lot of times when people say they live in Atlanta, they live on the outskirts of Atlanta. But everybody seems to be living well. Tasha got a nice house. Tamika got a nice house. And the mama got a nice house. Now, the mother, for what we seen, was a single mother. You know, I'm just curious to know, did Tamika and Tasha buy her house? Did she remarry? I'm all up in this lady business. Did she have a pension from Chrysler Motors? But she has a very nice home. When Tasha gets there, the mother gets there, they compliment each other and everything is cool, you know. But I'm going to tell you where things were a little suspect for me. When they did the flashback scene to the mother on the phone with Tamika, Tamika's holding the phone like this, and the mama was saying, we just need to talk. We just need to have a conversation. You just need to come hear what she got to say. That took me aback. Because you just got to hear what she got to say. There was a slant to that. There was something in the way she worded that was giving a very, she might have been wrong, but you need to understand why. Or you need to understand how your sister is feeling. There never was a, y'all need to hear each other type of thing. So you get there, you bring your daughter, and the first thing your mother says is, well, the first thing we saw, rather, I don't know how the edit went, why would you send out a blast like that? Now, in that moment, Mama G, that automatically puts Tamika on the defensive. That automatically says you have already made up your mind about which one of us is wrong in this situation. Tasha, you were being passive aggressive as fuck. Now, I'm assuming the way that we saw the scenes, that they were filmed in chronological order. You didn't want to speak to your sister at the SWV meeting. You didn't want to hug your sister at the SWV meeting. But then you get to your mama's house and it's like, give me a hug, I'm your sister, we family. That's confusing as hell. And it really is giving, while your mama said that Tamika needs an Academy Award, you really are the one who needs the Academy Award, because what I'm picking up on is you and your mama have a history of ganging up on your sister, and you have a history of presenting yourself in such a way where you look like you doing the right thing and to make her look crazy, because that feeds into your mother's narrative. And the reason why I'm able to pick up on that so well is because my mother and her sister, my mama and her sister, my aunt, they didn't get along. And my grandma and my aunt, they always double team my mama. And instantly in that scene, I saw what I've been so used to all my life growing up. Tamika tried to hold her composure as much as she can in the midst of Tasha's bullshit. Because I feel like if Tasha would have gave a little and came down off her high horse a little, and if the mama at a minimum would have stayed the fuck out of it, that the business would not have been blasted, okay? I don't give a good goddamn what nobody say. I was not there. I cannot prove it. I did not see a bank statement. but I believe every single word. I believe every single word that Rocky and Latasha stole Tamika money. I believe every single word about it. Every word. That's my note for me to take my car to the shop. I believe every single word. The emotion was too raw. It was too real. And I refuse to believe that a woman that's almost 50 years old, while cameras are rolling, would just completely pull a story completely out of her ass and display it on the camera. And if you didn't steal it, there is somehow or a way you and Rocky are involved in her money missing. Okay? There's just no way she gonna be like, oh shit, I'm in the hot seat. What to do right now? What to do right now? You and Rocky stole $30,000 from me. Nobody does that, Latasha. Like, come on. And mama, your reaction gave it all away. You was all right with them fussing and arguing on that camera just as long as you and Latasha was jumping Tamika and Tamika was losing. You was all right with them cameras rolling. And then the nerve of you, and I don't want to go in on nobody, mama, but you really need to go back and look at this episode and really reevaluate your mothering. I have never in my life seen a mother or any parent promote and encourage jealousy amongst siblings. I've never seen that. For you to look at your daughter behind the back and be like, she's jealous. She's jealous. So let's explore that. Let's explore that, Mom. Seemingly, at this moment, they are both seemingly, to the average viewer, on the same level in just about every aspect in life. So my question to you is, jealous of what? Because she's the better singer? Because she's the star? Because she deserves to be on top? Because Tasha's getting all the shine? Like, it feels like that is the energy that you are pumping into Tasha alongside Rocky. What exactly is she jealous of? And then for Tasha to shake her head, it's just that's not cool. And when Tamika was speaking about it's always 2-on-1, I believe every single word. And it showed itself. And if y'all possess enough self-awareness, you would look at what people are picking up on all the comments about this particular show. Because before I even watched it, people were saying this. And you really need to take to heart why people are saying these things, because it is very evident, and Iyanla Vanzant could see through what the hell y'all got going on. And I found it odd, when she called that shit out about that money, mama wanted them cameras turned off. Then they show at the end of the episode, as the credits are running, Tamika is outside saying, mama, you know she stole my money. And then you screaming she didn't steal your money. Well, ma, how you know? That's the first thing, ma. Like, ma, you are not in Rocky and Latasha's household. Tamika says she has the proof. And I believe it. Tamika has subsequently did a live talking about the royalty checks. Tiny Mama, why would she lie on Tiny Mama? Why would she bring Tiny Mama? Miss Diane ain't got nothing to do with this. Tamika would have to be lying on a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Causing a whole bunch of unnecessary drama to lie on you in this one moment. You and Rocky took that girl money. And that shit still hurt. And I feel her pain in that moment. It's like the nerve of you. Mama, you never say nothing. And that's how parents with their favorite child do. The mama conveniently chose to stay out of it. And Tamika says on her live that when it happened, the mama says something to the effect of, You don't know what she was going through. What the fuck she was going through got nothing to do with her cashing the check that had my goddamn name on it. Okay? What she going through, she should have took up with God and this new gospel album that she's getting ready to record. So I don't know, y'all. You know, this show is very interesting. I can't wait for us to see SWV turn, for them to get into a little bit of whatever. But my spirit is telling me whatever we get from SWV in terms of internal drama, it's going to be fake, or it's going to be very surface level, because they've already been there, done that, and they already understand the fact that they are better together than they are apart. And my spidey senses are telling me the bulk of the Xscape of SWV's drama is going to be them versus Xscape versus internal drama. But y'all, this is a good show. Y'all don't lure me back in a little bit or whatever. I'm going to go take my car to BMW to get serviced. And then I'm going to come back and watch episode 2. And we're going to talk about it. I'll call y'all later. Bye.